Humans are made up of trillions of cells, which are the basic building blocks of life on the planet. So now I'll go over the parts and functions of the cell. I hope you're all ready because we're going to talk about again the cells. So the first one is the nucleus. It can be viewed as the cell's command center class. So it does not only houses the majority of the cell's DNA, but also sends out messages instructing the cell to divide, grow, or die. As what I've said earlier, ang nucleus ay cell's command center, which contains all of the cell's genetic information. Yes, a cell usually has a single nucleus that houses all the DNA molecules. Although some cells, hulaan nyo kung ano. Yes, it is the skeletal muscle cells that have many nucleus. And class, did you know that when we say nuclear envelope, it is a membrane that separates the nucleus from the remainder of the cell? Yes, it is. So now, the next one is the plasma membrane. Phospholipids make up the majority of this membrane, which prevents water-based molecules from entering the cell. The plasma membrane comprises a variety of receptors that serve as gatekeepers, markers, communicators, and fasteners, among other functions. Each cell is encased in a unique membrane, and this is known as the plasma membrane, that keeps it separate from its neighbors. So, when we say cell membrane, it controls the chemicals that enter and leave the cell, as well as separating the cell's interior from its surroundings. So, ito din ay pinakamahalaga. So, the next one is the cytoplasm. It is the fluid-filled interior, as you can see in the picture, of the cell that surrounds the nucleus and contains all the organelles, and it is like a jelly-like fluid termed the cytosol. Mukha naman siyang jelly. So, it is made up of water, majority of it water. It also includes salts, enzymes, and other organic compounds. Many cellular functions such as protein synthesis and glycolysis takes place in the cytoplasm, which surrounds and protects the cell's organelles. So the next one is the lysosomes. Lysosomes are spherical organelles that contain a large number of digesting enzymes. These are essentially bags of enzymes. When we say lysosomes, again, these are essentially bags of enzymes. At ang kanilang job is to break down and recycle undesirable cell material like outdated cell pieces and invading germs at viruses. And it's also states here that, yun nga yun. So, next one is cytoskeleton. It can be considered the scaffolding of the cell. It helps the cell to maintain its correct shape. So, but unlike ordinary scaffolding, cytoskeleton is flexible. It is involved in cell division and cell motility, the capacity of some cells to move, such as sperm cells. It also aids cell signaling by assisting in the uptake of materials from the outside of the cell, which is endocytosis, and the movement of the materials within the cell. So that's cytoskeleton. Next one is Endoplasmic Reticulum, or we call it ER for short. And sa ER, meron tayong smooth ER and rough ER. So when we say ER, within the cell, the endoplasmic reticulum processes chemicals and aids in their transit to their final destinations. So ER is made up of cisternae. I think that's a pronunciation, cisternae, which are elongated sacs bound together by the cytoskeleton. And it also states here that it synthesizes, folds, alters, and transports proteins in particular. So that's the job of endoplasmic reticulum, or ER. So the next one is the Golgi Apparatus. These are the molecules that transported to the Golgi Apparatus after being digested by the ER. So after ER, the next one is Golgi Apparatus. It receives newly produced chemicals after they leave the ER. This is a collection of flattened membrane-bound sacs that package and distribute chemicals to the cell's outer membrane, where they either become part of the lipid bilayer or exit. So, yun lang yun. Maging part ba sila or maging exit. It also, tinatawag din itong cell's post office, Golgi Apparatus. So, the next one is the mitochondria. Oh, I love the picture, or yung itsura ng mitochondria. Para siyang hindi mo ma-explain, pero ang ganda niya sa picture. So, We all know that cells require energy to perform their biological operations. And mitochondria provide the majority of that energy. So, marami si mitochondria ang naging source o nagpro-provide ng energy within the cell. On the other hand, it has a variety of functions including calcium storage and a part in cell death or apoptosis. It is also known as a cell's powerhouse. So, when we say mitochondria, it is cell's powerhouse. Kung ang Golgi Apparatus ay cell's post office, ang mitochondria naman ay cell's powerhouse. It helps to convert energy from meals into energy, yung kinakain natin, that the cell can use. So, it can be called ATP or adenosine triphosphate. Next one, and the last but not the least, is the ribosomes. So, DNA is translated into RNA or ribonucleic acid, a molecule comparable to DNA that contains the same message in the nucleus. So, did you know, alam nyo naman yung itsura ng blueprints class, right? So, the blueprints for all of cells' proteins are likewise stored in DNA molecules in the nucleus. Ribosomes, which are the sites of protein creation in plant and animals, read and interpret this blueprint. So, ang ribosome ang nagbabasa at nag-i-interpret ng blueprints na meron sa ating cell na nakastore sa DNA molecules in the nucleus. Yan, nakasulat na sa ating PowerPoint. So, that's it. I hope you enjoy and understand our today's lesson. See you next time. God bless.